Hello, this is Bug News, and today we're going to talk about Make a Move, Ready to Love. And if you're not familiar with the show, Make a Move, Ready to Love is about 4 women seeking companionship from 30 plus guys in New Orleans, and if they match up, allegedly they're supposed to move to New Orleans. But the women come from previous shows of Ready to Love. And unlike Ready to Love, whereas you had to be chosen and then you could be eliminated, I guess that's the best way I can describe kind of the plot of the show, and to try to make it to the end with a spouse, or not a spouse, but a person that you're ready to love. This show has the women with all the power, and they go out on dates with the men or man, and they get to know the guy, and if they don't like the guy, he will leave, but he can also double back. What I mean by double back, they can call him back to go out on a date with another woman, and they be in the production. So the women have all the power on this episode, and it's about to come out. Well, I'm sorry, on this show, and then in the most recent episode, they demonstrate how they have all the power. So, Mizell, the player, got caught. So we got to punch a hole in this player's card. Mizell was interested in Charisse, and Charisse was interested in Mizell. And you know Charisse interested in the guy and not giving the gas face. He's got to have money. He has to be in pretty good shape, and he has to be well mannered. Let's throw that in there. So Mizell met all these criteria based on Charisse's ability to pick apart an outfit, and what I mean about, measure up what he's wearing and how he's conducting himself. And I'll admit, Mizell, first time they met, they had a dancing date, and he was able to dance, and he was able to communicate, he was able to engage. So I'm not too sure what Mizell did, but he appeared to spark Charisse's interest, and this was a good thing. But on national TV, you don't want to be a player. You want to play the role. and Mizell didn't see the memo. But was he a player? Or did he just see another woman in the room that checked all the boxes? Or all the boxes, for lust and desire. So Venetia, who's a very carefully shapely woman, nice looking woman. Charisse is a nice looking woman. But she ain't got what Venetia has in the curve department. Venetia's been criticized for what she's been wearing, but maybe, some women don't like to see all them curves. So Mizell was in there. He was all hugged up on Charisse, and a lot of the men who've been doing interviews after the fact, of course, are saying that they thought the show was going to be like Ready to Love. They had seen the show, and this and that. So, that goes in Mizell's excuse go. So, excuse me. So Mizell, somehow, some way, and I don't even know, they could clearly show he was giving. Well, prior to that, he was all hugged up on Charisse, right? Okay. Like I said, you can be a player, but not on national TV. And allegedly, he's a player. We don't know his side of the story yet. And he was all hugged up on Charisse. Then they had him talking to Venetia and pouring her water, being attentive, XYZ. And somehow along the way, they exchanged numbers. Okay. Venetia pointed this out on the show, and she said it was fair game. She was, she may have been interested in Mizell for her reasons or what have you. But when it came out, the women were having a discussion meeting, and then she said, Mizell, he's been texting me all night. Charisse would say he hadn't texted me. So of course, women, it's going to be a setup, and they're just going to want to check all the boxes. like Mizell checked all the boxes when he saw Venetia walking around the room or whatever. And so Sharice asked Mizell, I forgot how she led into it, but she kind of asked him, maybe he had an interest in somebody else, such. So he kind of said, I think he wasn't really openly honest. But long story short, then the relationship coach got involved and asked him, well, I think you need to clear up, you were texting someone. Oh, I texted her this morning. And Venetia's story was, she said she's been texting her all night. But then he came back and said she was looking for a purse. I don't know maybe they had the event at some other place. And of course, Sharice started to do the gas face on this interaction, and Mizell was busted. So Sharice looking over the shoulder, giggling. Not Sharice, Venetia looking over her shoulder, giggling, seeing that what was going down. And Mizell was off the show. But the interesting thing about what I noticed was the Mizell was dressed. He has, he's a fit guy. He had his guns. You can see his arms, his shoulder, kind of can peek on his chest a little bit. And all the other men, they was kind of dressed, with the polo shirts or button ups and slacks. So I guess Mizell was, trying to show what he was, but not really show who he was, if you understand what I'm saying. So Mizell got kicked off the show. But Mizell probably can get another show off this this one scene, trying to fix Mizell, playing in the streets with Mizell at the club. I'm just Mizell and I got to do my thing. He could get a whole nother show. I could see a whole nother show off this guy, and then just the way he handled the situation. I got problems. Mizell like a big button to smile. Anyway, but what do you think? Do you think Mizell was wrong? I mean, he ain't no ring on Mizell's finger. He can do what he want to do. He can be like, hey, I went over to talk. I would just put my card in just in case things didn't work out with us. Ain't no ring on his finger. And this, this is a show. She said it was open game. Now, after that, that's why I gave her a number. But I don't think he said all that. He could have said that. And he could have doubled down. But no, he got embarrassed. But what do you think? You think Mizell was right, or do you think he was wrong? You think he should have not even? I don't think he should have even engaged with Venetia. He could have looked like, oh wow, and Venetia, he could and left it at that, and he still would have been on the show. Now, would the true Mizell have come out once the cameras was gone? That's another discussion. But as far as just being aware of what's going on around you, and it could be used, and it can come up later. And who knows? Maybe Mizell was a plant just for entertainment. So, but who knows? This is Bug News. Please give your comment, like, share, subscribe. Do you think Mizell was wrong, or he was just who he was? Thank you very much.